when it comes to like what is Earth Alter musically, how do you define Earth Alter? That's such a changing thing all the time. I describe us as like a space rock, like progressive kind of space rock thing. You could call us doomy, you could call us stoner, you could call us experimental. But we're not really that. You can embrace all of that and it can be genuine. That is what Earth Alter is to me. It's that it's the music that we make together. I don't write Earth Alter songs. I might write a riff. That is not Earth Alter. Earth Alter is when that part is changed organically by being played with John. That's when it becomes Earth Alter. When John and I take the ball and we run with it, then it is Earth Alter. Hey, I'm Spencer Trout, and I play bass and do some singing in Earth Alter.
My name's John McIsaac, and I play drums in the band Earth Alter. So Earth Alter started, I believe, about 4 years ago, 2020 to 2021, when Spencer and I met at Propeller Arcade.
There was this tall guy talking to Don about being in a Judas Priest cover band.
Which ultimately never happened.
It completely went for a shit. Except for John.
Spencer and I still jammed, we still wanted to kind of connect and make some music.
So I showed up with my 8th string in one hand, my 4th string in the other. It was a Hagstrom and a Rickenbacker, and a handful of pedals, and we jammed.
And we just both exploded with riffs and ideas, and it was very, very true to us to play this music that we had somehow never played before.
Lament was written that day. That was the first Earth Alter single. We came up with that riff, and the song basically fell in within, a couple of jams. But essentially, the heart of that, it was written in an afternoon on our first jam. And that was the start of Earth Alter.
So when Spencer and I are creating music, as a whole, Earth Alter certainly represents two people, and a lot of our ideas come through our first knee-jerk reaction to either a drum fill or a bass guitar part that Spencer will just kind of be looping around with, and I will build on top of that again. Miking everything up in the room has been a game changer for sure. We will go back and listen to it and kind of figure out areas that we can repeat, but also the excitement of that first time playing it is really what gets Spencer and I moving creatively, thoughtful with lyrics on those just kind of first knee-jerk reactions, our first inclinations of hearing a piece of music and a new piece of music. What would we do? Now we'll go back and we'll refine it, and we'll add things to it that tighten it up, lengthen things, we'll shorten things. But when we enter the rehearsal space, it's very just natural. We know we're both bringing something to the table that's palatable, that's creative. We're not just phoning it in to write an ABC riff, and it's quite enjoyable to play with somebody that understands that completely.
John and I both write lyrics for Earth Alter. They're very sparse. We both sing in Earth Alter, or talk, or vocalize to some extent. And for that, for the most part, we've come back to imagery and symbolism from mythology. You'll notice that there is an underlying story of stars in most of our music. That is not just for a space rock vibe. That is also for the fact that one thing that's universal is our connection with looking at the night sky and the movement of the sun and moon and the earth around them. That is the focus of Earth Alter lyrics. We try to find something esoteric but universally human in them. That's what we wanted to. That's what we wanted to talk about, was universal human experiences. no one wants to hear about what I had for breakfast, but I guarantee you, we both got up this morning, right? And I want to explore that. What keeps us human? What keeps us bound together, right? What keeps us talking? What keeps us making things? Why arts, culture, science, tech, all this stuff. There's this human drive to everything, and it's universal. It might not always manifest in the same way, but every human gets up in the morning and wants to do something, right? And that's what Earth Alter tries to write about.
Several months had gone by, and we had started thinking about releasing our first EP, how we were going to do that and how we were going to come about doing that. And in the interim, we unfortunately lost our synth player, Julian, who had exited the band right around April of 2022, which kind of left Spencer and I determining how we're going to resolve this, how we're going to play shows. We're kind of a lot of uncertainty for sure had crept in very quickly.
Planned a release, we're like, okay, we're going to release our first like self-titled one, and so it's like at this point a single would come off at Lament, and it's like, okay, well, people are listening to this, what do they expect from it? And here we are going into it as a two-piece. We're sitting there and it's like, oh shit, how is this going to work?
How are we going to do this?
How is this going to sound? Like,
without synth, sonically, because when we started the band, the synthesizers were always, as much as the bass guitar and the drums, we wanted those to be very present.
And I was just like, man, I don't know, like, are we going to sing? We practice sing, but are we going to sing? Like,
are we going to sing Julian's parts?
Are we
going to do these long, drawn-out parts? And eventually we just came to it and said, hell yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're going to release this. We're going to happily release this. We're going to put it out on a physical format. We did a cassette release, and it was just very well received. It was a small room. I think there might have been 60 people in there. But we curated the event to be a release show where we played our record, which then carried us into later that year, meeting up with Black Throne Productions for the first time. So when we were able to go to Toronto and met Ryan, and then essentially we met Sun Below, we played this really rad show at the bar Orwell with Old Time Moonshine, Ox, Sun Below, and us. Small room, small crowd. We were just happy to be in Toronto playing a gig outside our city. Ryan had approached us afterwards that he had an idea for a split record. We were tired from the show. We were excited to have played a show. And just very briefly met the guys from Sun Below, and Ryan had offered us this, basically a small signing of a split vinyl deal, which would then be Inter Terra Solis.
It's nice now to be back where it started, where we met each other, and I was like, okay, in a couple of days, we're going out, we're taking it to the next level. We're wrapping up this video. We're going out on a little tour. We're wrapping up Inter Terra Solis. We're stepping up to the next level. We're going to go finish off Central Canada. We did Quebec in the fall, going around with Sun Below from Inter Terra Solis and that. And now we're going to take our music to the nation's capital, then hit up Toronto, Hamilton.
A few places we've never played before, Ottawa and Hamilton, so we're extremely excited to play there. And really start recording our next record. We've got a bunch of music that's kind of, after we recorded Inter Terra Solis, we had a couple songs during that time, and then a couple songs written a little bit afterwards. So the future looks very bright for us after these runs and record.
And that's not just us, it's the people who come along for the ride. I'm a big fan of the saying, a rising tide raises all ships, right? We're all in this together, we're all helping each other out, and we're all pushing each other and working with each other to make the best stuff that we can, the best art that we can.